Hi, everyone. Welcome to Joy Journey with Jen. I'm Jen Valgo. And this month, as part of my Substack endeavor, I'm celebrating the second anniversary of publishing Fierce Awakenings, which came out in September 2023. It was published on the solstice in September. And it's a collaborative book where 12 of us came together, 12 women, really extraordinary women, came together and we shared little slivers of our stories and how we called in courage and confidence to keep walking life's spiral path. And I'm doing this series kind of cross promoting with my friend and co-author Sarah Hoskin, who is doing running. I'll put her links below, but she's taking on a really great initiative to come back and re-interview some of the co-authors and find out a little bit more of where they've been in these 2 years since the book came out. So this kind of dovetails with her. I'll put all those links there. She's over at the Sacred Beyond, and she is calling in, just sort of the growth around that. But we're on chapter 2 with Shawna Burkholder's story, and her chapter is called The Journey to Wholeness. Shawna, just a few words about Shawna. Most of my co-authors, in some way or another, are life coaches, helping mostly women, but people in general, mostly women though, to move through their lives, move through pivots and transitions. So Shawna is a life strategist, and she is helping people live fulfilling lives. And some of it comes out of her own deep experience. And her chapter was about reaching this edge of burnout, and how when her grandma passed away, she didn't even have time to breathe. She was in this like workaholic frenzy. And reading and how she made choices beyond that, and how she had to show up for that and make a different choice. And one of the lines that I have used over and over and over again, and that she is something that she has found in a long forgotten blog post. So we don't really know who to credit this to, but I'm just going to share this because I use her line all the time now. But that the average adventure traveler is no longer a 28-year-old male, but a 47-year-old female, and she wears a size 12 dress. And the more that I'm a traveler and a backpacker and a walker, and I do travel with my partner, but I do love traveling solo. And I know that many, many women in their 40s and 50s and 60s are owning this and going out in the world and doing that. But that was a realization that she came to. But the words that I want to share from her chapter, Journey and Wholeness, the ones that are still coming kind of back to where I am right now in my own pivots and reinvention, are these. So this is what Shawna wrote in Journey to Wholeness. I had been on the fast track to burnout at work for years. I held a prominent position at the second largest charity in my community. I was well known, attending networking events, advocating for policies and laws that supported equality and inclusion, and we held some of the most successful and well-loved fundraisers every year. I convinced myself that my worth was equal to what I produced. And the more I produced, the more value I had. This made reaching, even exceeding revenue goals, the prize, which validated 60-hour work weeks. This status and visibility created the illusion of charmed life. But I had become a workaholic, mistaking job success for self-worth and meaningful contribution. It was normal for me to be the first person in the office and not leave until after dark, often missing dinner at home. Still not able to get everything done, I started working full days on Saturday. I was fully aware that I needed to delegate more, but to whom? All the extra time at work took its toll on an already strained relationship at home. Then it happened. The morning of our largest fundraiser, my 98-year-old grandmother passed away. I was grateful to be at her side, holding her hand and telling her it was going to be okay and that she would be with Grandpa soon. Her passing wasn't unexpected, as she'd been receiving hospice care for several months. Within an hour, I had all the paperwork signed and arrangements made to take care of her body. I felt gutted, pushing down my shame for not being fully present in honoring her transition. I turned my attention to work. Why do we do that to ourselves? Why do we do that? Why are we still so attached to some programming that our work is the measure of our value, that what we produce shows our worthiness and is a direct metric of how much we should be valued? I do this, I'm still doing this, and I am ashamed of myself for doing that. I know better. I know better. I know that me working 60 or 70 hours a week isn't the right path for me. And I'm doing this, I'm on my own, I'm running my own business right now. But I did this before when I worked for other people. I gave them my time, gave them my expertise, worked on weekends, late nights. And now, because my business Always on My Way matters so much to me, and there's so many things I have to get done to share with so many people, I forget to eat lunch. Sometimes. Yeah. It's like I have to remember to go step outside and be in my backyard, which is most of the time where I want to be all the time. I just want to watch the birds. I want to watch the wasps that have taken up residence in my backyard, and I don't know what to do with them. I don't know if they should stay or if they should go, because they fascinate me and they pollinate my flowers, but they're wasps and they're a little bit aggressive. Right now at this point of year, we have crickets in our backyard, and it's such a pleasure and a joy to listen to them at night. And today is a Friday, and probably tomorrow and a Saturday, I still have some work to do. But this understanding the burnout, and then when these big things happen in your life, when somebody passes away, or when your time needs to be marked in a different way, why do we take refuge in being busy? Why have I not yet learned the skills that I need to just be fully present to the emotional waves that are coming through? And I'm learning that. I'm taking big steps to know that. I'm taking classes on that. I know as a Capricorn, I can climb the highest mountain, and I have a fish tail that can take me all the way down to the depths. And this is in my 12th house. So I know all about the death and the turn of that. And still, several times this year, I thought, I'm so burnt out. I'm just going to give it all in. I'm going to pack it up and leave. And I thought about that other quote that I came to the beginning, the adventurer today is a 47-year-old woman who wears a size 12 dress. And I thought, yeah, I'm the 53-year-old who is like a size 10 and can go out there and, escape my life for a little while. That's what Shawna's story still means to me. I'm still reflecting on these edges of burnout, this Wonder Woman who I think I'm supposed to be. And I'm unraveling so much around this pressure and programming. I learned as a very young child, probably as a 7-year-old child, how my productivity earned me gold stars. Quite literally, like rereading Shawna's words reminds me of being a 7-year-old second grader and having my most favorite teacher in the world, Mrs. Romano, who was Miss Costello when we started, but she got married. She grabbed my hand. She's like, Jen, I want to show you something. And she walked me down the hall to the wall near the principal's office. And there I saw my name on a list of students of the month from different grades. And I had a gold star next to my name. It was the most successful thing I had ever felt in my 7-year-old body. And it's the vibration that I've carried all the way into my 50s. I'm always looking for the gold star, and I'm willing to sacrifice my body and burn myself out to get it. And that's where I've been. Not where I'm going. Not where I'm going. And it is something I'm leaving behind. But that's a fierce awakening for me. To know that I was doing that, to know that those words were already in this book, and that 2 years later, they're still rippling and touching my life in extraordinary ways. Grab a copy of the book, find out for yourself what it means to you. Links are going to be below, along with Shawna's original interview and some of her own words speaking her version of the story. So until next time, fare thee well, and I'll see you on the next book.